Please, he's in my head, Father.
The year was 1910. New Orleans. You could say I managed and operated a diversified portfolio of enterprises. I was being hunted, and I was completely unaware it was happening.
I've been watching you for some time now, Louis. I can swap this life of shame. Swap it out for a dark gift. You just have to ask me for it.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I lay down with the devil, and I can't think nothing anymore. Lord, help me, I am weak, I want to die.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me? When we all fall asleep, where do we go? Say it, spit it out. What is it exactly? The pain is the amount, cleaning it out, my satisfaction. Today I'm thinking about things that are deadly. The way I'm breaking you down, like I wanna jump, I wanna do. Step in class, step with your friend. Bury your friend, try to wake up. Killing the class, killing the sun. Bury your friend, I wanna end. What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? Why don't you sleep with me? Why do you care for me? When we all fall asleep, where do you go? Listen, keep you in the dark. Way that you expected me to make you my art and make you a star and get you connected. I'll meet you in the park. I'll be calm and collected. But we knew right from the start that you fall apart. Cause I'm too expensive. Your talk will be something that shouldn't be said. Honestly, I thought they'd have a beat. Calling security, keeping my head up. Baby, think I should've been refunded. I gotta sell my soul, cause I can't say no, no, I can't say no. And my limbs are frozen, my eyes won't close, and I can't say no, I can't say no. Step in the class, stable your tongue. Bury your friend, try to wake up. Fly the class, killing the sun. Bury your friend, what do you want from me?
Hi. How is everybody doing? Tuesdays are for Interview with the Vampire. Come on in here, sit down, get comfortable. Did y'all watch episode 3? I didn't think going back to rewatch this series would be like so significant for me personally, but watching episode 3, I just have a new passion for your boy Louis in the worst way. In the worst way possible, because how could you? 60 people already here, and we absolutely love to see that. Of course, I am not here by myself. I have my beautiful panelists backstage streaming not only on my channel, but on their channels as well. So if you could like, share, subscribe, send super chats, all that good stuff, and support us, that would be awesome. Coming out first, because she was not here last time, we got to react to that good old Lestat trailer. She wasn't here to hear all the smack we talked about her mans, and I know y'all missed her because she had a briefcase ready. See, how are you doing?
Hi, bonjour.
Hey, mon cher.
So I wasn't here for the live, but I did watch the playback, and I heard all about the having sex and biting necks. And I did see the trailer. And one question I had was, what year is it supposed to be set? Because if it is supposed to be in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that we hear the more mature Daniel? Wouldn't it still be the Daniel not far from the one we got in the 70s?
I was thinking that, but I really don't think it's that. I really think it's going to be more so like current day.
That's what I'm leaning towards that. Like maybe, but I'm interested to find out either way. I love the little teaser trailer that we got, and I'm excited to talk about season 1, episode 3 with you guys today.
Yeah, me too. Coming on up next, Kay with the books because she is reading them. Kay, how did you feel about episode 3? What are you thinking about your boy Louis Lestat? Let us know. I don't want to hear about the gremlin, Kay. Don't say it's too early. The gremlin didn't even really make a appear in the office, and he went nowhere. All he said was, "You're lingering, Rashid. Don't say nothing about that man." Hey, Kay.
Y'all know I made my background for Armand Perry Studios, and I forgot. Okay, I'm gonna be ready next week. I forgot to set up around the green screen, but I'm gonna be ready next week. You know, because he's got some episodes where he's showing out. But no, yes, I titled this live stream "Lion Ass Louis," so that pretty much sums up how I feel.
Wow.
Oh, Lord. That's saying a whole lot. I love it. I love it. I love it. Last but not least, my girl in the back with her very, very sweet perspective. What did you think about episode 3? How are you feeling about the guys?
I loved episode 3, y'all. I literally loved it. I loved Louis, then I hated Louis because Louis lies. Louis is a liar to his core. And I think we got to see the real Louis in this. We got to see moments of the real Louis in this. Listen, this was one of my favorite episodes of season 1. Literally one of my favorites. I loved the drama of it all. I loved the 4 colors only. I loved Let's Burn It All Down. And I loved the Black Angel. I loved it.
Oh, that's what we calling it. Yeah, that was I am just waiting because I can't remember when it happened, but I guess because we're so in tune with Interview with the Vampire, it just all be on your For You page. There was a clip of Daniel slapping the mess out of Louis, and I don't know what episode that is, and I completely forgot about it, but I need season 1 to bring that on because he slapped
4.
I was like,
the next one. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The next one.
I I was like, whoa, I don't remember that.
Because Louis set off his part. Daniel said something about Claudia, and Louis getting his feelings when it's about Claudia. So he triggered his Parkinson's, and Daniel got upset, and Armand came and saved him. As usual,
you pull Armand in there somewhere all around. I remember, I completely forgot about that. So when it happened, I was like, "When the hell did Daniel slap him that hard?" But getting into it now, I'm eager to get into episode 4 even more. Shout out to the 80 people here, and of course, Elle is not able to join us today, our 5th panelist, but she will be here next week. But y'all still go over there and show her some love too. Now, getting into line, what you call a line ass Louis? Oh Lord, I just feel like we really going to be on the defense we see here. We could be more selective. The beginning of the end. Lestat, the vicious-natured vampire versus Louis, human nature, morality, and superiority complex. Who truly deserves to die? Maybe God put us here for a greater purpose. Mon cher, I put you here. I love Lestat. Like, who? Say the name in front of me again. This is just probably the first time, because I think we see it a whole lot in the next season, but I didn't realize how much time in this season Louis spent with his face stuffed into a book. He reads a whole lot. And with Louis, I'm stuck in between him just reading, just to enhance and learn more, and also just to be superior because he's Louis and I'm well read. Louis' mission in this entire episode is to get as far away from being a vampire as possible. But of course, we can't get there by ourselves. We want Lestat to be selective too. And we're getting into this whole scenario of who really deserves to die. Let's, not this one, maybe that one. Well, what exactly did he do? Which we know our boy here does not have time for. But like Lestat's always doing, can you just try for me? Fine. I will definitely entertain you, but we're predators. This, savagery that you're trying to stay away from, this is our nature, not our human nature, because we aren't human anymore. We are vampires, and the sooner you accept that, the farther we'll be. But I feel like this is pretty much the beginning of the end of their relationship, because moving forward, there's just a total disconnect. And of course, later we get our Band-Aid baby. See, I am going to come to you first. What's up with your man's over here? What's up with Louis?
I want to know what's up with Lestat, because this isn't the fairy tale dream that he sold Louis in the church when he said, yeah, come, you can be free, mon cher, you can be yourself, join me in the dark side. And then he get there and it's nothing but, Lestat trying to force him to do things that he don't want to do. Where's the freedom? Where's the freedom? Can I not make a decision by myself to say, hey, I don't want to feed on humans. That's my choice. All of this choice and freedom you said I would have as a vampire, where is it at, sir? That's why he's a liar. This should be Lestat the liar. This is the name of the episode.
Yeah, y'all see how she tried. Kay, what's up with your boy Louis?
Louis was not this righteous, okay, before. And that's why Lestat is confused, because we was like, where's the guy that sells ass for a living? Okay. Where's the guy that pulled a knife out on his own brother at? That's the guy that I was watching from the corner in the shadows. And then all of a sudden, I don't want to hurt people and stuff like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. I was like, what? What do you think vampire is? I told you what we do. You know what I do. Okay. You saw me in the church do what I do. What are you talking about now? I was just as confused as Lestat, because Louis, how all of a sudden you have eternal life and now we just became holy and righteous. All of this holiness, Paul was trying to instill this into you a long time ago and you weren't listening to him. But now all of a sudden, here we go. Bye, Louis.
Ashley, how do you feel about Louis trying to change everything about my boy? Because that's what we trying to do. You trying to change Lestat.
Girl, ain't nobody trying to change Lestat. Lestat gonna be Lestat. Now I gotta listen, right is right and wrong is wrong. Louis in this moment is having a crisis of conscience, right? Lestat done gave him access to that library. Okay. And Lestat want to give him history of the square. And Louis talk about, baby, but you're not talking about the runaway slaves that have their heads mounted around the park. He's like, listen, try this for me. I want to cling to some vestige of my humanity. I'm not ready. And why is he not ready? Because Lestat ain't give him all the facts. I love Lestat down, but he did not. Louis in his vulnerable state didn't have the awareness. And I'm not caping for Louis, because by the end of the episode, I hate him real bad. Okay. But in this moment, I don't think he understood the weight or gravity of what it would be like to have an eternity as a vampire. And so in this moment, I do still think he's wrestling with whether or not or how he's going to live this out, because he doesn't want to just unalive people indiscriminately. Baby, let's hunt different. Let's just be a little bit more selective. I don't think that was a hard ask from Louis. And I do think it was genuine in this moment.
Shout out to the 90 people hearing this live.
And no, see, I'm not Team Louis, but in this moment, I just feel
it's coming. It's coming.
No, I can't soak that up on my cracker for Louis. You can't put that on my butter my bread with that, because Louis is all for vampirism when it benefits him. When he wants to use it as a weapon, it's all good then. The moral goes out the window, because I needed to do that. I needed to pounce right then because such and such pissed me off, took something away that I wanted, ... But any other time, if we could just go to the church and pray and feed on birds and pigeons for the rest of our life, we might be better people, better vampires. And it's not even better, it's even just in the, I think even in present day, when last episode, when he was like, I haven't fed since the 2000s and I'm not out here. It's like we can be better. We even need to be superior as vampires, because I'm Louis. And what would do that is us not feeding on humans like all the other savages around here. Don't do my mans. Do not do Lestat. This is who he is. What did you see in that church? And you walked on over there to it and laid in and kissed that man. Get out of my face, Louis.
And Louis was exaggerating all through this story at the time. That's why you can't take none of this serious. He was exaggerating and lying all up and through this stuff.
You're ashamed of what we are. My man is honest as hell. The whole narrative of, besides what you had last episode, where he told him he couldn't go out there in that sun quick enough, had my baby burning up. What has he not told him? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay.
Oh,
No,
he
didn't tell him.
hasn't told him.
He didn't tell him he would have to like completely be out here killing everybody. Come on now. He's still got his family alive. He still, is trying to cling to his, humanity. And Louis just like, balls to the walls because everybody he loves is dead. Like, sir, just because you old as hell and nobody loves you anymore doesn't mean I can't love
the message in the church. That wasn't a message that we could just be out here killing everybody. Oh, what's the woman he act like? I could have bear her children. I ain't never gonna have children of my own. Oh, Lily being drained dry. That didn't give the message. Lily was drained dry. At that moment, he wasn't even sure that he didn't do anything to Paul. Were those not the messages? We still went on ahead and did it. We're gonna do it anyway. He still did it anyway. He still did it. I'm sick of Louis. I am. You are ashamed of what we are. Louis distanced himself from Lestat in all things vampiric to cling to his humanity, which I understand. In that Azalea? And Lestat meets Antoinette. I don't want to feed anymore. And Lestat says, okay, fine. That's your choice. I'm still going to feed. I'm telling you, you're going to suffer. I'm not seeing the lie. I'm not seeing the lie. I'm not seeing the withholding of information. Besides that little petty son situation, I'm not seeing it, y'all. But y'all, that's Antoinette. This is where we meet Antoinette. I never really looked at her. I was like, okay, she a little cute. She got, I like the little dress. I could see it. I look at Ashley. I can see it. But let's commence the suffering. We get on over here. Of course, I had to put this in there in the club because I love, like you were stating earlier, Ashley, with him talking about some of New Orleans history. I like this little moment with Jelly Roll Morton here. I didn't see this last season. Did anybody notice that this was Jelly Roll Morton, supposed to be last season? I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, just me? It was just me? I didn't. Well, for anybody out there is a lot of history within this show. Hey, EJ. Jelly Roll Morton, was a Louisianan Creole pianist and composer, band leader, and he was, said to say on a good day that he invented jazz, and we get all the way over into the Wolverine's blues. Even in this moment, my baby was still thinking about Louis. Like, look at here, he about to leave Louis, go take up another gig. Let me get up here and set you straight real quick. He's such a forgiving person, I'm a cake full of stat like nobody else. But of course, you guys know that there's going to be some trivia down the line because it's me. And let me think who I'm going to come to with this first question. I'm going to come to Kay because, I think this is an easy one. Kay, which animal did Louis not feast on this episode? A, dogs, B, cats, C, birds, D, rats. Thank you real hard, Kay. I swear. Did not feast on. Because he was feasting this episode.
I don't know. I feel like it's between dogs and birds.
I need an answer, Kay.
I don't recall him picking up a puppy, so I'm gonna say A.
All right, let's see if you're right. And the answer is not A. It's not A.
I said it was between A and C. I get partial credit for that one.
No, you do not. When did you see a bird, Kay?
Look, when did we see a dog? Am I tripping?
Well, we don't
about the dog.
see a dog. We have Lestat talk about the dog. Say, when you were in your little repertoire with old Jonah, you pulled over and you killed 2 dogs.
Okay, yeah.
You drained 2 dogs.
See, that was implied. We didn't see it.
No.
Okay, we ain't really see that.
Put y'all in the chat. He ate a dog. He did not eat the dog. He drained the dog like he did the cats, and he did the rats. I was paying attention.
After he got that face, he said, "I got some face, and I came homeless." Stat.
I love it. Oh, we already have a super chat here in the house. Thank you so much, Tracy Renee, for the $10 super sticker. We really, really appreciate it. Of course, I'm going to show you some love because we love that. Who is that for? Is that for Kay or for Ashley?
It was me.
Ashley.
It's Ashley. Let me get on down to some good, you know what, just because I got the power to, I'm gonna play my honey because everybody loves Lestat. We be right back.
Who is everybody?
I hear you be the block, but I'm the like to keep the streets on. Know this true, the type that like to keep them on the leash, though. I'm known to walk alone, but I'm alone for a reason. Sending me a drink ain't appeasing, believe me. Come harder, this won't be easy. Don't doubt yourself, trust me, you need me. This ain't no shoulder with a chip or a ego. What you think they all mad at me for? You need a real woman in your life, taking care home and still fly. And I'ma help you build up your account. Believe me, when you're in the big meetings, tell the meals. Take me just to compliment the deal. And anything you cop, I put the bill. Let me upgrade you, automobile. You put your next out of purple labels. Upgrade you, can I upgrade you? Let me upgrade you. Let me upgrade.
And that's all he ever tried to do. And who is everybody, Kay? I'm everybody. I'll be everybody alone, okay? I am everybody. Shout out to the 111 people here in this live. We appreciate it. I am everybody, and I will be everybody. Oh, don't do him. Trying to upgrade this trying to upgrade this pimp pedestrian, and look what happened. Lestat, a musical savant. He was just a fragile, idiotic twig of a man. Louis' selective 1973 rewrites what's really true. Daniel, allow me my Odyssey. Yeah, okay, but also acknowledge this isn't a romance novel in that you were a victim and with inconsistent storytelling. Like, you can't have it both ways. I love Daniel per usual, calling Louis out at this moment, even though he couldn't stomach it. He just had to put Daniel's book in his face. Well, in this book, remember you had said, like, yeah, what Daniel has in this book in reference to his family is completely different from the baiting we saw you doing in 73 in San Francisco, trying to piss Lestat off to maybe hopefully get his attention in the future. Ashley, I'm going to come to you first. Were you here for Daniel, and were you here for them putting on and burning them tapes? Like, what? Burning them tapes and Daniel deleting it off the laptop like he don't have 55 floppy disks back at home.
Like, just cut it out. I'm always here for Daniel. And Daniel in this moment telling him, listen, you were the abused. Daniel, I'm not abused. I wasn't abused. Daniel said, listen, I have 3 versions of this same story. You're lying. And in this moment, I said, Louis, this is the liar. This is Louis the liar. He lies every chance he gets, and then got the audacity to say, you never had a Buick, Daniel. He said, listen, permit me that same Odyssey, Daniel. Just go with me. And I mean, at some point, maybe, I don't know, Louis just doesn't care to tell the truth. And it really makes me question, especially after watching season 2, why even go down this road, Louis? What was this? Was this about absolution? I mean, because we know present day he's under a trance anyway, but what is really the point of all of this? You know what I mean? Why are we doing this? You just want a captive audience? Like, you just want to show who you are and what you've been through and what you did. It just, I don't trust him. You can't trust anything Louis says. And I should have known this from the first watch last year, that was going to be the narrative with him. But as always, I love Daniel, everything about him. And honestly, y'all, I can't be sure Lestat really did write the Wolverine blues, because Louis don't even know. When Daniel calls it on him, he's like, well, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. I'm gonna say 20% of this is Armand's influence and playing around in his brain, but the other part is Louis being a liar to his core. That's it.
Absolutely. Because even the scenario, maybe if you can't tell me, because you have very good recollection, but you can't tell me if it was raining that night for some mud to be on Lestat boots. I don't have time. That's why Daniel was. So did it rain? Did it rain or not? Okay.
Daniel is messy because Daniel is very messy, because Daniel came with a plan in mind. He said, what happened back in San Francisco will not happen again today. I'm not with the foolishness. And, you know, Armand staged this play, of course. So he was like, Louis, you know, throw some fire at him. You ain't do that last time.
There's a stage in the scene, Kay. See, what's up with your man's selective memory?
Listen, there's a reason why eyewitness testimony is not really taken into to court like that. It's not really considered. It's unreliable because memories aren't that reliable. You're asking this man to remember something from 100+ years ago with complete accuracy. That's ridiculous, Your Honor. That's ridiculous.
That's the Odyssey of Recollection is how Daniel wrote it.
Your average human being. This is a whole vampire.
Yes, but yes, he's a vampire, and it's been in this world, vampires often forget their human life, so much to the point that when they struggle to remember how things were when they were human. So this is just an effect of the vampirism that his story is so inconsistent.
No, Armand he remembered his whole story. He 500 years old, and he remembered everything that happened.
15.
Armand got the power to telepathy. He probably done saw his past in somebody else's mind and remembered it.
Okay, see. So what about this scenario here? We're reflecting on time where Louis was a vampire. We're not asking him nothing from his childhood.
Because he was still a young vampire at that time, y'all. He was still transitioning.
I'm sick of her, and we ain't even gotten to the thing yet. You know what? See, I'm gonna get see that. See, gonna work hard like nobody. You need to call up Jacob and tell him you would be the best lawyer he ever had. She gonna ride for you, boy. Create scenarios.
He don't even look like he telling the truth, right? In this picture.
Just look at it. Go back. Thank you for that, because I had put that picture down on purpose.
Exactly.
Look at it. You know somebody lying. And look, well, what you looking up there? Ain't no truth up there. What you doing?
We're not going to call the one black lead so far in the show the liar. We will not be doing that. The week of wade in the water or fade in the water. We ain't about to do that.
I barely had the energy to open a book. In calling Lestat's bluff, of course, I allowed Lestat his pleasures. Enjoy yourselves. It's the purpose of life. But it changes when you didn't kill her? Oh, I thought you were going to enjoy her for a little bit and not kill her. What I didn't pick up on this scene last season, Antoinette was very ready for this to be a throuple, triple situation. I like burnished complexions as well. I was like, okay, I don't like that terminology, Antoinette, but all right. Like, I heard, it's one bed upstairs. Like, what's really going on? Whatever it is, I'm into you and I can be into him too if you want to. He want nothing to do with that. Okay. Lestat hunts, kills, and sleeps alone, growing closer to Antoinette, who he's able to fully indulge in. But aren't I enough? No, Louis, you're not even here. Like, at this point, we have Louis completely throwing himself into the azalea. I could barely lift a book, and my libido was just on zero, so we weren't getting it in. So I allow Lestat his pleasures, but we also get upset when we're not immediately killing her. Why'd you allow it? See?
Lestat is a mess for this because he's just going to bring this woman into their home, just flaunting this lady in front of Louis, and Louis ain't down with it. He's looking at him like daggers in his eyes. As soon as he pick his eyes up from the book, he looking at them crazy. And Lestat just don't care. Lestat doesn't care about anyone but himself, and he just it's like he wants Louis to be around, but then he does this. He does this.
This is not what that was, see. This was pick me, choose me, notice me. Like, look, Lestat is very childish and very on the manipulative side. Like, this was a cry for attention. I don't want this woman, but this woman does want me. Like, if you like, let me try to paint the scenario. If you don't want to be with me or entertain me, sleep with me, make time, have sex with me, hunt with me, kill with me, maybe somebody else will. And Louis was like, oh, okay.
He's grown as hell. He old as hell.
This was a cry for attention. I know you ain't saying that out your breath when we gotta look at Louis in Dubai. Who's grown at that moment? What was that? Armand growner than everybody. You see how he acted.
Let me tell you, one of my favorite parts in this episode was when Louis walked out the house and Lestat had followed him, and Louis was like, "Am I not enough?" And Lestat bust out laughing in his face. I was like, "No, that might have been just a little bit mean."
But it was though.
But Louis is playing this housewife role. Louis wasn't even reading books like that until he moved in with Lestat. Okay, Louis is selling the housewife dream right now, and like, well, I need to see this. This is prime time. I'm trying to be kept. Okay, now, and Antoinette is in my way at this point. Like, Louis, y'all live forever. Okay, you know Lestat needs you as companion. And he's not, you know what, Louis, I need you to get with the program here and stop being desperate housewife.
I'm just not understanding what you guys wanted him to do. Like, if we going, a couple years in, you're like, well, I don't want to feed anymore. I don't want to hunt with you. I'm not sleeping with you. I'm not like, what y'all want him to do? You can't give my man no attention. Ashley?
Girl, it's for better or for worse. They locked in, okay? Lestat was petty for laughing in that man's face.
He was. That was so petty.
Antoinette is really, really raggedy. Okay. Antoinette came in there and was like, is anybody going to match my freak? I want it all. Okay. Like, can we go upstairs? Can I see the bedroom? Louis, like the proper Southern belle that he is, said, don't you go in my room and sit on my bed with your street clothes on. That's what we're not gonna do. I don't care what y'all got going on. Make it clap, do all of those things, but don't sit on my bed with your street clothes on. And I was here for it. I got my life in that moment. I cackled a little bit, but here's the thing, right? Especially with Lestat, sir, you can't laugh in that man's face. All right. And at this point, like I said, y'all are locked in. This is forever. You're a couple 100-year-old vampire at this part, Lestat. If you don't have some self-control by now, you ain't got to lay it low and spread it wide. But alas, Louis is okay with it. Is this what we doing now? And see, the thing is, Tyra, and like I said, y'all know I love Lestat down. But I know you caping real hard for him. But baby, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If you can crack up that coot nanny, I can get some top from a stripper chick in the woods, and without you being jealous. Okay, okay, Lestat.
I'm all here for the top, dude. That's why I say you called his bluff. Like, it's the same thing with Armand, with the whole Moshe, tell him I love him. Like, when he telepathically called up, like, don't state stuff that you're not ready for. You're not ready for him to be out there getting some top. This was a cry for attention, and he got mad when he went out there was with the stripper chick. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Jonah, you were not a stripper chick. We just, using words. And even when you get into somebody like Antoinette, I don't think he would look twice at Antoinette on a good day. This was just, something in the meantime, in between time, to hopefully maybe get Louis' attention. Notice me, see me, pick me. And he did, because the only thing I'm picking is the damn Azalea. I don't care about you. I don't give a damn about you. Let me read this super chat. Let's see. Lestat carrying on like this. Meanwhile, Louis' one night with Paul has him spiraling. Wait, hold on. Well, Paul is the brother. I was going to say, what happened? Jonah is the young man who was in this episode, and that definitely had him spiraling. Drewski, thank you so much. Drewski217, thank you so much for the $5. Let me show y'all some love and get into what my man's not doing. Because if you ain't doing none of this, then what you want me to do? We ain't humping.
I ain't got too fat for my fat waist, slim waist. Lift them pants up, let that shit go. We not humping. Skies on, it's my block jumping. Jump out the black truck, we start dumping. In the field with 100 pins, no trumpet. Man, just cut me off. Stop talking, just come suck it. When it's smoke, bet the ops gon' duck it. We kick smoke up, they kick bucket. Break up with your shit's over. Pretty but it gets scary October. I'm not to play with I told them. When I get mad, I lose my composure. Don't want no smoke, they want exposure. He wanna eat it again just for closure. If he I might let him come over. I'm all in his mouth like a guy. Full play, so I need me a big meal. Big boss, so a big meal. Big pins back out with the big wheels. Big L-E-O, I'm a big deal. Look that up, we not humping. Skies on my block jumping. Jump out the black truck, we start dumping. In the field with 100 pins, no trumpet.
ain't giving my man no love. You supposed to, boy, how many years we gotta spend? That's what I'm saying. We got a whole eternity together. The least you can do is pay me some attention, bruh. You the only one. So that's all right. And he called that blood while he was out there trying to be cute. Somebody he liked to live a ride. And he wasn't ready for Jonah in the woods. He wasn't ready. He was not ready at all. Shout out to the 125 people here in this live. We love to see it. And Ashley, I am going to come to you. What type of doll did Louis gift the twins on their birthday? Barbie dolls, porcelain dolls, paper dolls, or Raggedy Ann dolls?
He tried to give them C, paper dolls. Final answer. He was mad about them paper dolls. I just want to give them paper dolls.
It is absolutely C. He was trying hard to get them girls those paper dolls. This was the first. I was like, I just had to put this picture here. I was like, I don't think I've seen Grace twins this clearly in the show before. It's like, oh, it's a ghost. The ghost is here. That took me out. But yes, it was paper dolls. He, was beating down the block, knocking pictures off of walls to get them girls some paper dolls. Like, Lord, Louis keeping up appearances. So not only are we, of course, taking up all our time with the Azalea and spending any other time we have to suck on rats, we're keeping up appearances with the family, which is another facade for Louis. Because my mom makes it clear, like, boy, you ain't been here 6-7 months, and you're literally like down the street a couple of paces, and you just pop up whenever you want to. Louis scares Grace and his remaining family for the last time. Kay, I'm gonna come to you first. What were you thinking about when Louis bust through them doors?
That he probably should have listened to Lestat, because he said the sooner.
Wait, Kay, say that again for the people in the back.
He probably should have listened to Lestat. He said the sooner you let go, the better. This is only going to hurt you and them by you keeping up this little charade, talking about keeping appearances. You look the same and everybody else aging, okay? And then your mama raggedy, number one. You left the baby, the twin, on the floor. The last time they look, hang it up. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot keep teetering back and forth between the human world and the vampire world. And so he brought this on himself because Lestat told him some foolishness like this was going to happen, and it did.
See, why couldn't your man at least control your own strength and not bust the doors off the hinges?
Because one, it's a lot going on for him right now. He got Lestat triggering him, playing with his emotions and his mind. He's just trying to hold on to a little bit of humanity he got. Every time he's trying to do something right, here Lestat whisper in his ear like the devil that he is, come on, eat these people up. Eat them up. He just wants to, still feel like he has a family. And Lestat is just trying to, which is very much in his character, take him away from everybody else so he can be fully dependent on Lestat. And that's unfair to Louis. Let him still have his family for as long as he can, while he can, right? Allow him that grace to still be a human in a sense.
So for Louis' sake, you telling me you willing to let him? Them children called him a ghost when he rolled up.
Because he's a little scared. He came up with the glasses on, like, okay. But he's trying. He coming with the paper dolls. He coming paying all the bills in the house. The least you can do is let the man in the house like that.
He's also showing up with his mirror eyes, his vampire manicure 3000, as Ashley would call it, and still looking like he not a day over 29, 30 years old. And time has went by.
They don't got no problem with him paying the bills, but he can't come to the house. No, I pay the bills in his house.
No, it's not even like you're coming to the house whenever you get. Well, let me go. Check on my family. She said he ain't been there in about almost 7 months.
He was trying to control his hunger. He's still trying to get used to it.
No, he said to keep up appearances. He ain't say because I love them, because I miss them, because I want to be a part of the family. He said to keep up appearances. That's what he get from his raggedy ass mama, is the whole keep up this whole facade. We want to look fancy and we want to seem like we better than what we really are.
That's that southernness. You still got to keep up appearances. That's nothing to do with Louis as a person. That's how he was raised.
Ashley is the deciding vote on this panel tonight. Ashley, what was happening with him knocking these doors off the hinges? Is it okay for him to be keeping up appearances just because he wants to visit his family when he feels like it because of his humanity?
Leading the
No,
witness. Leading the witness.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Louis did not disappoint in his full dramatic nature. This is who Louis is. He's gonna make a scene. This is my house. I pay the bills. I run this. I run LA. Okay. I do say that this was really kind of a heartbreaking moment in my mind. I hated seeing the interaction with him and Maymah. Because I think she's diabolical. He is taking care of you fully, doing all that. And I just want us to put ourselves in his position, right? You're now a vampire. You had a family. At least he loved his sister. If he ain't love his mama, the in-laws, them kids, he at least loved Grace. And so I do think that there is an element of him, you know, having to make peace with the fact that he'll never hold the same place. But in true dramatic fashion, he's going to take it overboard. He's going to alienate everybody who ever loved him. I think there was a better approach than barging in 5 hours late to a party that you wasn't invited to and knowing how your mama is, getting into that. I honestly think if Louis had pulled Grace to the side, he might have been able to continue a relationship with her as long as she lived, and they had safeguards in place, but he played it all wrong. But Lestat wanted it to be this way because was his prophecy. It's going to be messed up. And I think Louis just played into that because of his dramatic nature.
I mean, to blame Lestat.
No,
indiscretion. Oh, it's Lestat. What happened? Louis sneezed wrong. It was Lestat's doing. You know what? I just don't. But like you said, I was thinking that this whole time, like Grace gives off the energy of no matter what, this is my brother. Like, you're my family. He never went that route. I could understand early on, like, because we're years in at this point of him trying to control his thirst. He didn't weigh his options to go, you know, maybe if I do feed a little bit more, I could be around my family. I could, you know, talk to Grace, interact. No, it's just like, it's just too much. He's trying to do too much per usual, Louis fashion, old dramatic ass. Let me leave this here.
He's so dramatic.
He's so dramatic. I'm trying to give him the paper dolls. Really?
They pushed him. They pushed that man.
They pushed him nowhere. Pushed him nowhere. I think his libido came back real quick. Louis not so lazy libido. I have someone and he's a lot. He was, 16. I was younger. What you mean younger? What you were older? Like what how old were you when you was in the woods and whatnot with Jonah? Because if he was 16 and you were younger, older, like what? All right, it was we're not just gonna say Lestat's could be a little predatory sometime with his prey. That was given predatory. How old were you, Louis? But okay. Jonah reminds Louis of who he longs to be and identifies with his black plight. Commence the slobbering of thy knob. So we're having a good old time out here. And what sent me was the little thing. Not to say that Lestat is 100% in the right, because if you wasn't ready for this, you shouldn't have said, I can help anybody I want to. Of course, my share. Do whatever you want to, Lies. He wasn't ready for this. But the way that Louis first of all, let's get into how good. I don't know what it is about this red suit. Louis looked good in this red suit this episode. Mm-hmm. Louis looks damn good. Like Louis looks good, like period in the show. But this red suit was doing something special for you, boy. I was like, damn, Louis look good. But it was just like, oh, I'm just so into work, I'm just so. Soon as he saw Jonah, that thing was working again. He had stars in his eyes, and we went straight to what we were used to. There was no talk of my libido not working, and I'm not interested in that. And the whole I'm just busy. I can't do it, Lestat. I'm trying to control my thirst. You was in here so hard with Jonah, you bit into yourself. Oh. There seems to be some exceptions. Ashley?
Baby, Louis is in his Black Panther Brother Malcolm era, and I love that for him. I love that for Jonah came smelling good, smelling like cocoa butter, smelling like I don't know what the cologne was of the day, okay? But he came smelling good, looking good, reminding him of their little romps, you know what I mean, in the woods back in the day. I too. In my notes, I have Louis, don't be a predator. Don't tell me you were a predator talking about I was older. I need to know how much older you were. Are we talking a year? you were 17, he was 16? Or are we talking you was already mid to late 20s and he was a young 16? I didn't like that part. Okay. But yeah, I mean, apparently Jonah know them spots, them buttons to press. Okay. He knew what to do because the look on Louis's face, I thought he was going to turn into a werewolf. Like, I literally thought he was going to morph howling at the moon because I was like, was it that good? And even later when we find out Lestat was there talking about your hearts danced. I could hear your hearts dancing together. I was like, he was trying to knock the walls down. And I was surprised it ended just with the face, with the toppy. I thought they were going to go all the way to the jungle, but alas, they did not.
See?
I've been said this about a million times. Lestat is a switch, right? Louis didn't have the libido to be on here manhandling Lestat the way he wanted him in the bedroom. He said he just got enough libido, just enough strength to let somebody else give him some top. That's where the libido came through. He said, all right, let me just lay back and chill. Let this man do all the work. Because Lestat liked to be manhandled in the bedroom every now and then. We already know he's a switch. I said it a million times.
Be that as it may, see, like for the libido to kick in, we have to, the hard drive has to work. It was sure working. He act like it wouldn't work for nothing with Lestat because he just didn't have the energy. I could barely open the book.
And plus, well, you gotta watch Lestat don't flirt with everybody in the bar, everybody on the street. I'm bringing this lady home to the house. You think I'm about to get it up for you and manhandle you in the bedroom after all of that? No, sir. No, sir.
I see. He is amazing.
Talk about who the predator is. Let's talk. Over 100 years older than Louis. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No, we are not going to do vampire years. He has met this man in his early 30s and very much so grown. Jonah said he was 16 and I was older. What that mean? What does that mean, Louis? Kay, clean it up because see.
Somebody in the chat said that he was about 22 when he met old soldier boy out here. So I'm going to assume that who is the predator now? Louis, Mr. Lestat was hunting me. Well, what was going on here? What was that? And then I don't think that he stopped at, just a little BJ in the woods. We know Louis be out here lying. He probably did a whole lot more than that. I'm sure he did a whole lot, and he probably did a whole lot more across a few days. Okay, I don't believe nothing Louis be saying at this point, not at all. And where exactly the control you control by turning him, killing him in that instance. Look, again, bye Louis.
So something happened, Kay, because as Ashley said, he looked like he was about to turn. I ain't never seen Louis look like that. And that head top was working with something. Jonah gave him that boom doom Santeria. He was about to go off the deep end.
Couldn't even remember the weather that day.
When he saw Jonah, as soon as he even just saw him, Louis was salivating at the mouth.
Can he like a little variety too? Can he like a little variety? Can he get some vanilla one day and some chocolate the next? Since Lestat out here doing it.
He left that vanilla, like just the peak, the interest was just instantly peaked. Like Lestat is Lestat, but you ain't touching nothing on Jonah. Jonah is familiar and Jonah is very black, very, very Southern Creole. That's something you can't identify with, but Louis can. He was all, I ain't never seen that face. Like, oh Lord.
That guac 3000. He had it. He had it.
That's Lestat was mad too.
Absolutely did. I see. I'm going to come to you. Speaking of guac 3000, what did Louis tell Lestat he did in the woods with Jonah? A, we fooled around and I drove him home. B, he gave me some mouth and I drove him home. C, he gave me some face and I drove him home. D, he gave me some lip and I drove him home. Or E, he gave me head top. Which one is this?
The best things in life start with C, so I'm going with C. He gave some face and I drove him home.
Let's see if C is correct with choosing C. Because I just feel like y'all sure he didn't say head top. It is definitely C, and C got it correct. He gave me some face, and I drove him home. I was like, I'm gonna start using that. Say, hey, so you gonna give me some face? Using that, it feels just a little cleaner than. So you're gonna give me a little top, give me a little head. And I was like, hey, good sir, can I have some face? I'm gonna start using face. That's gonna be my code word in the text. Like, hey, so with that face.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not a life. I heard your hearts dancing. Hurt my man's feelings. Now, mind you, Lestat is here lying this entire time, getting way more invested in Miss Antoinette than he admitted, because he has no choice to. He's clinging, and Antoinette spending all his time with her because he sure wasn't spending it with Louis. And anytime Louis acts like, oh, it's just nothing, it's just whatever. I love this scene, going back into it now, because we get to see Lestat for the first time. He bled from the ear from Louis, just because Louis said, get these people the hell out of here. And, Lestat's being, since you like soldiers, since you all in the woods, talking about I'm alive, all over there, about to just morph into a Power Ranger. I brought some soldiers home for you. Like, no, get them out of here. And this is when he starts to like really hurt Lestat's feelings. First, I love when he called him a creeper. That was funny. You were in the woods like some damn creeper. I knew he was there. But he says out of his mouth, like, this is not a life. Heard your hearts dancing. Whatever. I don't care about that. You took my life. Now the only thing in the world that matters to me outside of that family, I'm about to lose that too. This man ain't give a damn about Lestat. I just wish Lestat would have chose better. I wish he would have took his time and like really vetted and found somebody. He saw that little moment with Louis and was like, oh, he's handsome. He's, with the mess. He pulled a knife out on his own brother. That's my guy. He wasn't. He should have chose better. See?
Lestat don't need to be choosing nobody. He needs to go to therapy and work on his issues, why he can't communicate and always trying to show out and do all this extra stuff. What makes me mad about this scene is because we do see that he has this ability to make people do what he wants, right? Mm-hmm. And to the extent that he had the whole house just gone in a second. They left because of him. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't use none of that to help Louis out before he snapped later in the episode. That's what pissed me off, because you have this ability and you just want to let Louis do those things, right? You want to control him in all other aspects of his life, but when it's time to help him out, you know where to be found. But I'm glad Louis
not gonna do. See, that's what you're not gonna do.
It's the truth.
You are not gonna disrespect my man's. Even with all the power that Lestat possesses, even in the beginning before he turned him, he had the power to just make Louis do whatever the hell he wanted him to. Even now, he probably could. He chooses not to. He wants to make his own decisions. He wants Louis to love him for him. Like, he does not use those powers on Louis. And that's one of the things I respect him for. Out of all the other extra and the manipulators, the young acting, childish stuff that he does not use all of his, unlike Arun, he does not use his powers on him.
But he could use it on other people, as we see when the old dude, what's his name? Colonel Sanders was over there giving him a hard time. He could have used some of that on Colonel Sanders, but he didn't. Because he liked to see Louis struggle when he don't listen.
Oh, not with all the checks. He didn't cut this man. Now you're just making stuff up. Actually.
Yeah, no, this pissed me off. Louis came in there like somebody mama that they found out they had a party, okay, and get all of them out. And shout out to Naya in the comments. I believe she had said earlier, did you notice there were no black soldiers? And again, I told y'all, Louis is in his Malcolm X Black Panther era. Lestat better not had no black soldiers in there to drain on this night, right? And they messing with him, coming for his business. But Louis was wrong, and he was mean in this. He was meaner than Lestat had ever been to him in this moment, talking about you'll always be alone. That's why I hate you. You took my life. You did all that. It was low down dirty. I was mad at Louis all about that, because don't do that. Lestat opened up to him. We remember, right? Where he was like, the vampires, like the worst curse is loneliness. You know what I mean? And I want my forever companion. And for Louis to be like, you always gonna be alone. You gonna die alone. You gonna live alone. Like nobody's gonna want you. I was like, Louis, you are awful in this moment. Like for real.
Where's the lie?
I needed that because I was trying to be. That's how you know it's some manipulators and some haters and some hoes in this house. Because if I'm vulnerable with you and tell you something about myself and about vampires, because I haven't lied to your ass yet, you gonna use that against me because you upset about something you did? Trash individual. Okay.
First of all, we don't even have proof that Armand actually used his powers on anybody. Okay, where is the proof?
No, girl.
Where is the proof? Okay, all we know is that he got talent in writing plays. Y'all ain't even see him mind manipulate people like that. Okay, that you see, Lestat is the one that got like Professor X powers over there. So we don't even know that he did that. And yes, Louis, that was very mean to Lestat. All right. You know that Lestat's only weakness is that he don't want to be alone. And you displaced your anger from your raggedy ass mama onto Lestat, okay? Because you can't yell at her because your southern respect won't yet let you yell at her. You said, let me take it out on this white man today. Okay, him and his little raggedy heifer that be at the house. I'm gonna take my anger out on them because Grace and her husband made me sad.
He was trying to love him when he asked him, "Am I not enough?" And he got laughed at.
Now see.
That was
Now
over puddle.
see.
That was over bubble because he was mad. Like, oh, you've been having your way with her. You ain't killed her yet. If it was gonna be all of that, and it was gonna be a problem. Don't allow me anything so you can keep up business as usual and keep up appearances with your family and run that funky ass azalea. Be here with your man. Oh, getting hot in here today. Got my baby bleeding from the ear trying to get these soldiers out of here just because my man said it and I respect Louis. Let me get them out of here. Clearly I'm about to lose the only thing I care about because it sure ain't you. Trash. This was the first time he heard my baby feel it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because we get here. Should my wealth and proximity to whiteness keep this from happening? No, absolutely not. Why not move your business and put it in your white counterpart's name? Don't want to do that. I even love Lestat in that moment. Like, this is Louis' business. This is Louis' business. I wouldn't, overstep in that way. I love C's face. Y'all look at zoom in on C's face. Zoom in on C's face. Louis' discontent with not being treated like the true businessman he is, prostitution, gambling, and hooch, no more. Well, not for Louis and not in Storyville. Now, this is where he decides to take all his frustrations out in this episode because he is only worried about the one thing he cares about, his business, that azalea, that is just really, really threatened at this point. But Louis, being freaking Louis, we can't just stop it here. See, I'm gonna come to you because clearly this is we know what's going on. This is wrong. I feel like Louis really thought that wealth and his proximity to being in the circle, like I'm gonna be treated differently. Like you can't treat him like any other right here because he ain't like the others around here. Well, how you want me to treat him, Big Daddy? Like, how did you want to be treated, Big Daddy? You were always gonna be treated like a black man, and the fact that he wasn't. He was just so flabbergasted and surprised. Were you not living here your whole life? See?
He knew that he was going to be treated like a black man, but he thought that the money that he had was going to get him a little bit more, leeway, right? And the fact that Lestat going to say, oh, yeah, I'm not interfering because, this is his thing and I want to see Louis happy and this brings him happy. This is his thing. But later we see that he does anything and everything for Louis outside of this. Like he's holding later we see he's holding Claudia there against her will, doing all this. So you can do all of that, but you can't convince Colonel Sanders to leave this man alone. With what all he got to do this one time and a problem solved. And he chooses not to do that because he likes to see Louis put in his place from time to time. He likes to be a diva. He likes to see Louis in pain from time to time. Y'all cannot convince me otherwise. He's what's it called when you like pain? I'm forgetting the word right now, but that's definitely Lestat. It's very toxic of him. He could have fixed that whole situation, and Louis would have been none the wiser, mind you.
Yeah, well, why would I do that? What have you done? What? First of all, why would I help you fix the thing that you're saying you care about more than anything? What have you given me?
Because he wants to see him so happy. He wants to see him so happy that he's holding.
I want to see you happy with me. Also, he got the business in the first place that he had to work overtime to pay back. Because I want to make sure I pay Lestat back his money. We wouldn't even be in this position if Lestat didn't pay for it in the first place. We was cool with the white money, with the vampire money. We was cool with it at first when it validated and gave us something that we wanted. No, I did all of these things that you asked me for all of these years. I think at this point they might be 8, almost 10 years in, almost a decade strong. And now you are distancing yourself even more from me, spending more and more with the azalea, less time with me. But I'm supposed to come out of pocket and do my mind tricks to save the situation? No. Not only did I help you with it, but I also warned you that this is how this was going to go in the first place. And we're going to do it anyway. I need to make that just a little jam for, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for Louis. With the next line, we're going to be playing, he's going to do it anyway. Because Louis going to do what he want to do regardless. See? No. Hey.
No, sadist was the word. Shout out to Sophia in the chat. Sadist was the word. That's definitely that.
But it's this face when Louis came to the realization that vampire and money don't equal white privilege, because he thought that he was going to get closer to some with vampirism and with little bread from Lestat. And in that moment, he was like, oh, I'm still black? Yes, Louis. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he hurt his own feelings with that. That's what that face was. It wasn't all of this stuff and losing his. It was the realization that it don't matter if you got immortal life and you got some coin. You are still in Louisiana and you are still a black man. And that's it. So you were fooling yourself thinking that you had climbed a little bit higher on the food chain and with privilege. Yeah, buddy. You played yourself. I don't feel bad.
Not even that, but the laws were changing at this time in the episode, and people are adjusting and moving accordingly. And Louis is like, well, y'all, my best customers, y'all buy the most ass. Y'all gamble the most. That is a non-factor at this moment. We're telling you that this is coming down. And as a black man, we're going to touch you first. Either move along or get with it or whatever. Is it fair? Absolutely not. Louis is very stubborn.
Ashley? And holding on to that business, like how you want to hold on to your business with a brothel, but yet you still holy. Let it go, Louis.
That's not the same. He said, we ain't catching bodies in it. We selling it, but we ain't catching bodies. Ashley.
Yeah. Now what we can't do is blame Lestat for racism or Louis' internalized racism, because his proximity to whiteness defined him his entire life, even down to his relationship in his family with his mother. Like, this is a cycle perpetuated. Lestat could have mind bent a couple of them, but it was about the systemic oppression of black people at the time. And Lestat was no match for that. You know what I mean? So I don't think we can do that. And I think in this moment, like you guys were alluding to, all of you guys, I think, touched on this, was the idea that Louis is in this moment thinking that he's arrived. He feels like he's made this deal. You know, I've been working with these white tea men all this time. They've been my customers. They allow me into this card game. And so when he overhears somebody called him Colonel Sanders say, look at this tedious Negro claiming and clinging to his Creole heritage, that sent him over the edge. Because, yeah, I was clinging to that because in some way, that made Louis feel better. I'm not like the rest of them. Like, I am that exceptional Negro. The things that triggered him in the past, he had internalized those things, and we can't put that on Lestat. This is Louis' battle to fight into understanding who he is as a black man, as a gay black man, as all these different things at the time. That wasn't on Lestat. Louis was pissed, rightfully so. He got played. They played him. And I wasn't mad at his Brother Malcolm era. I'm not mad at what he did after this. I'm just saying, let's not pretend or pass the buck to anyone else. This is completely on him and his bad decisions. Lestat even warned him about getting into business with these people a couple episodes ago. So
I was there. I was there and I saw it. I gotta acknowledge what my boy does, and I gotta soak in these moments of Lestat doing right, because all the wrong is coming. They don't have to leave him. All the escalation is about to go down. Oh. Move on from here. Let's see. Kay, I'm gonna come back to you, girl. What did Louis' sign state after he segregated the azalea? A, for coloreds only. B, only coloreds may enter. C, no whites allowed. Or D, colored only, no whites allowed.
It said yes, the last one. It was a very, very detailed sign. Well, I want you to know, coloreds only, no whites allowed, right there at the bottom. And you know what? I wasn't mad at Louis for this in this scene. Now, it was a little, he knew the consequences of his actions, but I'm not mad at it.
definitely did. It's definitely D, y'all. It was colored only, no whites allowed. Because Lou was trying to go out on a high note and make a statement. Because
dramatic.
Giving us the meme we need for Juneteenth. We love it.
I don't know why it just blew past me how radical Louis thought he was being this episode. I was like, Louis, this is not what I remembered. Because I was going up for this. Oh, now it's okay to be a vampire. It's okay now. It's okay now. The bloodlust is okay now. The murderous, evil, unselective behavior. This is a Lestat situation. This is something Lestat would do. I'll let you reload. Louis zero ends on this alderman that, of course, he feels like is zeroing in on him. This alderman never, like Louis, just strongly tolerated him. He's heard every little despicable thing that he's had to say over the years, and now we get here, and it's just outright with you and your white man, your man you up there living with. We know what you're doing, Louis, up there who has that endless flow of money. Just take that and go somewhere else because, you can't stand with us. You can't sit here. You can't sit with us. This is, my world and you're just living in it. Deal with it. The Azalea is done. And now we become a vampire. It's okay now. Because it's okay. See, not that I don't love this scene, child. I love this scene. Why is this okay now? I thought he didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do this. This is violent.
What is it that y'all expect him to do? He's been trying to do the right thing and he's getting, thwarted every time. He's trying to, live within the parameters of this law. Okay, well, they're taking away black stuff here. He tried to, what is it that he said he did? He gave all the ladies a share of the business, trying to get a loophole around that. He's trying to do right by his family by showing up and paying the bills and doing all of that. He's getting turned away from that. He's trying to do live in the parameters of what Lestat tells him he can do when he says, yeah, go ahead and get you some variety. And when he does, he can't even do that. So it's like, bruh, I'm trying to do the right thing or I'm trying to live by y'all rules. And suddenly the rules don't apply for me. Like when the rules aren't working the same for me, the way y'all said they should be. And the way the way I was told it should be. So now y'all about to get some of this wrath.
But see, was there no option for Louis to create his business somewhere else?
Why should he have to move? For being black?
Everybody else was?
No. He's standing up. Everybody else for justice. Standing up for justice. Ain't no segregation here. Y'all was in here before, smashing these holes. Y'all gonna be in here smashing them again. God dang it.
Ashley.
We know Louis is just dramatic. That's what all this was about, and like I said, and he could have went to Storyville with his business, but he felt like he was better than that. He felt like he was above that. He felt like he was superior. This is Louis through and through. Like he feels like he's that one. I'm him. You know what I mean? So anything that comes against that infuriates him, right? Because he feels like he should be something in someone else. He lives in self-denial. He's lived it his entire life. Just because he's a vampire now doesn't mean that he's now fully realized, right? And self-actualized. It's the furthest thing from the truth. I love this moment. I loved the drama of it all. I love the colors only sign, even though it didn't make sense, as they point out in the chat, because you going home to a whole French white. You know what I mean? But with Colonel Sanders, I loved it. I'll let you reload. I'll let you go ahead and do that. And he says, what are you? What are you? And I wanted him to say, like, I'm a black vampire here to get you. I wanted something extra dramatic, though. I did. I wanted something off the walls here just to pique my satisfaction, but I loved it. Get them and put them on display in the center of the court. But again, it just goes to show that all of these vamps are purely motivated by their self-interest. In that moment, he didn't think about the repercussions to the black people in Storyville, in the town that were just trying to make a way for themselves. He didn't care. He said, F all that. You know what I mean? And I think, we'll get to it, but that is the reason why he does some of the things he does later. Because now I got to sit with this. I did this. I caused this. Yeah, you did. You caused people to get unalive, their homes burned down, like lose, the relationships that they had in the town. Louis is selfish, just like the rest of them.
Okay.
As I stated at the beginning of this live, I titled it Lying Ass Louis. Because if we think back to the last episode when he was all, Lestat be all for the theatrics, and I don't like doing stuff like that. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to kill humans and do all that. And now look at you. This was complete theatrics right here. Okay. He went in there. He put on a whole vampire movie and told the man that I'm a vampire. What do you call that, Louis? To me, that is very theatrical. I was highly entertained by it, but it was very theatrical. And yes, it was self-serving, because had he have been actually meticulous about what he was doing, it wouldn't have blew back on the whole community. Because as a Black man, you can't just be doing stuff like that, because they're gonna bomb the whole city. And Lestat knew that too. And he said that. He called him out. Because Louis like, yeah, I did this for my people. And Lestat's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because because you knew that this was going to happen. And now look at all these people's houses and stuff burning. You didn't do that for your people. You did that because you was mad they took away your whole house.
Child, we most definitely have to get into Malcolm Louis X Jr. because, sir, the whole narrative of this, this is, you wouldn't understand, Whitey. I did this for my people. Like, what? Since when? Like, all of a sudden, he was preaching right for real. Like, you don't get, my plight as a Black man. You already knew that. You already knew that. What we're not going to do is flip this murderous act into, this is for, this is for the man. He had his Black power fist up and everything. Said, Louis, all of that, we have to deal with the blowback after hurting Lestat's feelings down. Like, Lestat was chilling because Lestat was like, oh, this is him. This is my man. This is who I fell in love with on that street. This is what I love to see. And did it better myself, baby. You made the paper. Even when he is trying to deal with this was all on me. So I was like, no, you made it escalate. You just gave them a reason. All white Lestat knew this. You just gave them a reason to do what was in their hearts anyway. These are savages. These are terrible people. No, you don't get it, Whitey. This was all like, what? Why? But
drama.
Drama. Just because Louis being called out on, just admit that you enjoyed what you did. You enjoyed in that moment being a vampire and being a straight savage and stringing that man up. It's okay, Monshare. Matter of fact, this might be our anniversary. I love when I love it when you take charge, Daddy. I love when you out here acting like this. I love to see it. This is the Louis I like. Like, yeah, well, you know what? This is why we can never work, and this is why you're gonna be alone for the rest of your life. I was like, wow. I really did not remember Louis saying that to him. Like, from him saying that to him and transitioning here, it explains why he felt like, I'm about to lose Louis. I don't want to be alone. Let me bite old Claudia on the neck because he told me to. Because he knew that this was the, most unwritten rule that you're not supposed to do as a vampire. But Louis sit down. The most selfish act of kindness I've ever seen. Louis walking out there desperate. Let me help you. It's too late. Please let me help you. This is all my fault. It needs to be rectified. Claudia, whether she ever wanted to be or not. Like, this was so selfish. Why give her the gift that you are currently ashamed of? See?
The audacity, because when Lestat did it, y'all was quiet as a church mouse. At least he's trying to save Claudia's life by offering her the gift. Lestat was just being selfish because he didn't want to be by himself. And drove Louis to it until he got to his most desperate point and did it. So that's number one. Number two is he felt bad for what he did after. Yeah, he felt bad. He tried to help after. He said, okay, I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I went a little too hard, right? Let me see what I can do in this city to justify, to assist, right? But if we're being honest, had Louis have not done that, this probably would have been the case either way. The storm was brewing, right? You already knew the tension in the city was there. So this would have happened regardless, in my opinion, had my client not have taken out Colonel Sam.
And who said that, see? Who said that, Lestat?
Lestat said it, but at the same time, Lestat likes to be choosy and picky with the information that he gives, because he didn't say anything about turning Claudia is against the law. He never mentioned any laws. He never showed Louis how to do any of the stuff he knows how to do, like read minds and do all of this and start fires. He had to learn that from Iran, the Grimmer. So let's not act Like Lestat is Mr. Innocent here, because he's not.
Hey, was this, on the savior tip? Did he come in here and do what needed to be done for what will become of Claudia? Because if I was so ashamed, what I can say with Lestat, though it was whatever with Louis, at least Louis was a full-ass grown adult. This is a child that you sought out for your own validation. Okay?
Now, wait a minute. How Armand get in it?
I get in it.
See, this is what bothers me with the end of this episode and the beginning of the next episode, because as we find out in season 2, this story was highly embellished. Mm-hmm. Louis went up there like, yeah, I got to go save people, even though it's your fault that they was burning buildings and stuff. Yeah, I got to make it right, and I need to. This is my opportunity to help somebody. He went up in there, drug Claudia back, and manipulated Lestat. Because when he left that house, he was high on his Malcolm X. Yeah, I don't need nobody. I'm doing this for my people. I'm going down here and I'm gonna help everybody out. And I don't need you. Then he come back. Well, if this could be, our child, and if you go ahead and turn her, then I'ma stay. Cause then we gotta raise her together, right? See, he didn't say that in the beginning. He didn't say that in season. We had to figure that out in season 2. So no, you know what? Louis is something else. Okay,
terrible.
He is something else.
Terrible. Like, you turn her out, never even discuss you being alone or leaving you again. Oh, desperate Lestat, who just want his companion so bad in Louis. I don't know. It must just be attractiveness. I'm like Santiago. I mean, he ain't really all that. Actually.
Now, this was, y'all know that was nasty work. Louis was diabolical. That was just some extremely nasty, manipulative. Baby mama's been doing that for centuries. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have this baby. I want my family. We gonna keep this family together. This baby's gonna do it. The baby never does it, y'all. The baby's never gonna do it. But this was Louis' desperate attempt at absolution, right? After all he just did, and we know he's very reactionary. And see, girl, come on. Some would say that Lestat turning Louis saved his life because Louis was on the edge. So if by that logic, I'm just saying, you said that he was saving Claudia. They say Lestat was saving Louis when he turned him because Louis was on his way out of here. But yeah, this was definitely the most selfish act ever, a feeble attempt at absolution, which really, again, was purely selfish, purely for his own motivation and his own, so he could sleep at night or sleep in the day, wherever they sleep in the coffins. But yeah, he, like you said, I think Tyra said it earlier, knowing everything that you're going on as far as losing your humanity, never having the ability to have a family, and now you want to do this to this little girl, it would have been a greater justice to let her go in them flames. Find something else to do. Find a hobby. He's like one of those bored house husbands, I'll say. Okay. He just wants a hobby. He wants something to do. Like, let me get this project. Claudia was his project. Let's get her. I'm going to keep my family together. We're going to raise her together. Yeah. And that's all she ever amounted to. Like she said, she was an accessory, a throw pillow, right?
And to slight his own family, to be like, y'all kick me out the house, but guess what? I got a sister anyway. I got my own family. Y'all ain't the only one that can have kids and a husband.
Definitely, like, because I think he knew that situation at the house, like, it's no coming back from that. This is a way to not only redeem myself, but I get to, get that family that I wanted to, that non-existent child who was crying over episode 2. I'll never get to have children of my own. This is just going to fix everything. This was very terrible for him to do to Claudia, and we see what happened with Claudia. Lord, like the fact that she burnt up, which is crazy. They're seeing when they meet up. In that final episode of season 2, like, I saved her from that fire just to watch her burn up in flames, 50 years later. Like, terrible. I did not remember Louis doing this. Not coming in here like this, not after everything we had saw him do. Like, I didn't even remember he caused the situation in Storyville. I thought that was just them being reactionary, and it was just, giving Tulsa. Like, no, this was definitely an escalation, but to save her in this way for that purpose, this is selfish as hell. Like, ain't no coming back from that. Oh. But y'all, ending it off here. Gonna tell my baby you gonna be alone. Don't hurt him like that. Claudia is coming, y'all. Claudia is coming, and I'm so excited. Back like she never left. I can't wait to spend some time with Claudia. Like, I feel like we're meeting Claudia for the very first time. But with that being said, because our girl ain't arrived yet, clearly I'm still Team Lestat. You guys drop down there in those comments and let us know whose team you were on. If y'all talking about that slap coming for Louis episode 4, I'm gonna be Team Daniel right there, because he slapped him. That slap was diabolical. But yeah, I'm still Team Lestat, and I can't wait to just get into what we know is about to unfold, because literally watching these episodes now is like watching them for the first time, because we have so much more information than we had before. Ashley, whose team are you on?
Baby, it's Lestat at the end of the day. At the end of the day, after this episode, it's Team Lestat for me. And Pretty Girl Danny, you are so hilarious and so petty. Why did she call Armand Aladdin? And I can't unhear it. I can't unsee it. And it'll forever be his name now. Thank you for that, Pretty Girl Danny. That is now in my lexicon and my vocabulary permanently.
Permanently.
Listen, but definitely Lestat all day. Lestat was the most wronged and the most blamed irrationally in this episode for me. And so I'm gonna rock with him for now, but we'll see what's next.
Absolutely was. Like, I didn't realize he was this mean to him in this episode. See, whose team are you on?
You already know I'm on Louis.
Hey, I gotta action. You know,
Louis, you might change your mind. Somebody need to ride for Louis, because he's being villainized when the true villain is somehow being made out to be an angel. It's giving, I don't even know what it's giving. It's giving it ain't right, because Louis needs.
I am fully prepared to switch sides when it's necessary and leave Lestat in the dirt. You can't just be riding for Louis just for purpose sake.
No, I'm just saying. I don't see what he did wrong this episode. For real. Like, the dude, Colonel Sanders had it coming. Lestat need to be put in his place a little bit after he talking about, I need some variety. Okay, let's see how much variety we both really need. Where's the faults?
Hey, whose team are you on? He ain't gonna feel me ever.
First of all, Reid was playing his role in the background, so I don't know why you ain't put him on this little thing. Okay, he was playing his role.
Hey,
directed from the sidelines.
I'm so sorry. I did not put Reid here, because all Reid did this episode was make a drink and he was dismissed. We barely saw Armand. Okay.
Well, then I'll give it to Daniel then, because Daniel was trying to hold Louis accountable in this episode, and I love that. And Louis was still trying to be facetious in that moment, but Daniel's like, every inconsistency I see, I want you to give me clarity on it, Louis. And Louis was looking at him like he was crazy.
Now, y'all heard it here first. We have our teams and our boots and laced. I'm still with Lestat at this point. I know it's gonna change. At this point, I don't know when though, because now I'm just questioning like the type of dad he painted Lestat out to be. Like, moving forward, when we're getting really into, because that's like, I think the one person we can rely on to tell the truth here is Claudia. I'll be leaning more into Claudia's narrative in the future, but like, it ain't looking good for Louis, per usual. It's just not looking good at all for my mans, because what you're not going to do is hurt his feelings. Oh, let me play y'all some good old Aladdin before we get up out of here and tell y'all where y'all.
Who said that? Where you at?
The Prince of Agrabah will live in infamy in my mind.
Come over here real quick. We gotta talk about this.
You need to listen. I'm gonna play y'all some good old Aladdin before we get out of here. Remember to like, share, and all of that other good stuff. And we're gonna tell y'all where y'all can come meet up with us again this week. Come on over here, Aladdin. Let's go. right. Now that I think about it, Aladdin was a liar and a thief.
Riff-raff street rat. That's what he was. That's what they called him. Riff-raff street rat.
He was, now that I think about it. Shout out to whoever put that in the chat.
Pretty girl Danny.
Rashid ain't even do nothing this time. Y'all are, you know what?
They're just ganging up on my boy. And
it just fits, Aladdin, liar, cheater, deceiver, thief. It's adding up. It's clicking on all cylinders. C, I'm going to come to you first to let the people know what you have going on over there on your channel and where they can come to support you. Go ahead, C.
All right. So I am going to be finally be releasing my tracked review. If you watch M. Night Shyamalan movies, he just released a new one with Josh Hartnett. So I'll be releasing that as a short on my channel. Tomorrow night, we're getting into one shots where we pick a show and give it one shot to impress us. And we're doing a Star Wars theme. So we're watching Ahsoka episode 1 tomorrow. Join us live on my channel, See the Superior. And I'll also be getting into character battles this Sunday. It's going to be Dark Snyder versus another character. So if you have any ideas who you want us to battle, let me know in the DMs in Instagram. And last thing, on Friday, this Friday, we're going to be discussing The Washingtonian by Jessica Cutler. It's a book. So if you're into reading and you're into smut, join me on Friday for live because we're talking about the book.
Oh Lord, see, not the smut. We all like a good smut. Oh, y'all, this is C's channel. This is what it looks like. Please do remember that everybody's information is down in the description box to go over and support and subscribe and see what they have coming up. Get over there and support C and make it happen. Y'all, you ain't gonna get that smut nowhere else. Ashley, with a sweet perspective, I'm going to come to you next to let the people know at this point what we got going on, girl. What we doing?
Yeah, y'all know we got a lot going on, but this week we are tapping into our reality side. We will be catching up on Thursday night at 7:15 to talk all things Love is Blind UK. If you are a Love is Blind person, come through. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. And this Saturday, we'll also be talking The Braxtons, this first episode of the new season. Hopefully it doesn't make me cry. But other than that, y'all, please just subscribe to everyone on the panel and be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing, because y'all know I'll be dropping content all in between this stuff. And thank you, Tyra, for hosting us.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it do what it do. This is Ashley's channel. Ashley just hit 4K, y'all. Had me some lead last week, y'all. Ashley just hit 4K. Go over there and support her. 5 just looks so much better than 4. Y'all need to go make that happen pronto. All the content and all the feels are here to piggyback off of Ashley with a lot of the things that we have coming up. We will be having another fine black man or whatever man.
Ratchetness coming.
Live. The Fine Black Man in Hollywood live, late night surprise live this Friday. So be on the lookout for that. We're not even gonna set a time. It's probably gonna be closer to midnight than anything. But if you guys happen to catch that a couple of weeks ago when we did that and discussed and rated and berated some of the black men in Hollywood, which was after dark. It's an after dark situation. Be prepared. It was a whole lot of fun. So we will definitely be doing that again this Friday if you guys happen to enjoy that. Last but not least, I'm gonna come on over here to Kay with the books because she's reading them. Kay, what do you have coming up, girl?
Yes. So Friday, for the ones who want ratchet stuff. I will be doing on King Nikki's channel, we're going to do a tier ranking list for summer horror movies. So for all my horror fans, hit that subscribe button. We'll be live Friday. Right after that, we'll be doing some ratchet stuff. So the people who like some foolishness, come on over there. What we got? Saturday a horror panel. Sundays are for Lady in the Lake. We got reality TV stuff coming up. Bel Air is coming up. Some documentaries, Reasonable Doubt. We got a lot of stuff happening in August. So just hit subscribe. Hit subscribe so that you'll know to see. Y'all come see us. see us and our foolishness. We're gonna be here like every day.
We are.
Two times a day sometimes.
Twice a day sometimes. You know, and twice we get it in twice on Sundays around here, you know? that's how we moving over here. I see y'all still playing on Kay's top and not getting her to that 1,000 subscribers. Don't do her like Louis. Kay has never asked for any top, you know. Don't play on her head top. Go over there and get Kay to those 1,000 subscribers, please. It's really close. I would really love to celebrate that with Kay because that is such a heavy milestone to hit on this platform. We are currently sitting at 814. Be cute and go over there and support our girl. This is what it looks like. Once again, everybody's information is down there in the description box if you have not subscribed yet. Remember to like, remember to share, and remember to drop down there in those comments and let us know whose team you are on so far and tell us why. Because if you on Louis' team, I need to know why. I absolutely need to know why.
Armand Hive, speak up.
Let's get in the chat, okay? Let's get in the chat. Get in the chat and leave a purple heart because that's just the kind of man he is. Get in the chat and do that. Rep for season 3, Lestat. But we will definitely see you guys next Tuesday for episode 4, season 1 of Interview with the Vampire. Y'all have a good night.